What's going on, everyone? It's Alec here at Soulful Guitar Lessons. On this channel, we take beginner and intermediate players and we push them up to becoming advanced players and ready them to become full-time musicians. Now, on today's lesson, we're going to go over some Reharm 101. You don't need to know any theory, although it would be helpful, and the more you know, the better. However, for today's lesson, we don't need to know any theory. Now, I'm going to take a very, very simple chord progression, and I'm going to show you 10 different ways to vary this chord progression and to reharm it. Now, I always think of reharming as like taking different roads. So if our basic chord progression is just like getting in the car, jumping on the highway, and then ending up at the Capitol, all the other reharms are like, oh, maybe I'm going to take a side street, or oh, maybe I'm going to stop at my grandma's, or stop at a 7-Eleven, grab a Snickers bar. We're not sponsored by Snickers, by the way. This channel is not sponsored, although I wish it was. But yeah, we stop and we make all these little twists and turns. We stop on these side streets. Eventually, we always end up in the same place. So all roads lead to the Capitol, and this is literally the road to reharmonization lesson. Let's dig in. Here's our chord progression. C to F. C, F. So that's our step one. All right, so if we wanted to do a little reharm and take a different road, maybe we get on the highway, but right away we get off at the first exit and we kind of wind our way, hit a side street or two, but we're gonna end up still at the Capitol. So here we go, we're gonna play a C to a C dominant, 7, to an F. Same thing. Same idea, we're gonna get on, hit the road, but then we're gonna get off at a side street, and also we're gonna take a stop at the 7-Eleven. So we're gonna add an F minor at the end of this chord progression. All right, almost the same idea. We're gonna take this and we're gonna end on a B flat 7. Kind of sounds like the Beatles, very Beatle-esque. It's all these have slightly different colors, slightly different flavors, and it's all slightly a different route, ultimately ending you back where you want to go, which is, in our purposes, the Capitol. I don't know why I chose the Capitol, it just sounds official. Here's a fun little route. It feels like we're taking a winding road through some like haunted woods or something. Now these next examples, we're getting in the car, but we aren't going to the highway. We are taking side streets all the way to the Capitol. That's the cycle. Here's another side street for you. Nice bass movement. This next route is kind of like, you know, we're getting in our car, but maybe we jump off and take a scooter the rest of the way. This next one's like we just take the scooter the whole way. This is a crazy route. And these final chord progressions are almost like we took the wrong way, but we still made it somehow. We somehow made it to the Capitol. But it's almost seeming like, oh man, did you you know where you're going? But we do know where we're going. And this is the really cool part of reharmonization. That's the cycle. And the same thing I said about the last progression could be said about this progression. Kind of a crazy, kooky twists and turns, ultimately leading you back home. So there can be many roads to reharming, right? There are twists and turns. You can get on the highway, you can get on the side streets, but ultimately it'll always lead you back to where you want to go, which is in our case, like I randomly chose, the Capitol. Don't know why I chose it. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. You've been watching Soulful Guitar Lessons. If you found any of this useful, please subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next week. Take care.